Hello again, YouTube. I am back with a serious video message about basically celebrities that have been murdered or killed in ritual blood sacrifices as sacrifices to Satan, and replaced with these cloned, these soulless vessels or artificial life forms that are pretty much man-made humans. And today's subject is Lewis Kingston Wentz III, who was born on June the 6th, 1979. And before I get off with this message, if you're not spiritual, this message is not for you. If you're the kind of person that thinks everything is a joke and a game, this message is not for you. If you want to continue to follow lies and believe everything the elite or Illuminati controlled mainstream mass media tells you, which is nothing but lies and deceit anyways, then this message is not for you. Now, moving on. The last video I did in regards to Fall Out Boy is pretty much covering the band as a whole, but this time around I'm going to do individual members. Of course, I'm individual members, and I'm just doing Pete Wentz today. And the reason why I had to block comments on my video for a little while is because I was getting more comments from paid shields, hired detractors, and just on the government payroll that was sent around my page, to troll, let's say, ugly things and stuff. And the rest were just fans that either their eyes weren't open to this kind of stuff yet, or they just too close to the forest to see the trees or whatever. But getting back to Pete Wentz, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know how much more evidence y'all need to prove that, for y'all to see that the real Pete Wentz is gone. He's no longer with us, and somebody might have a question. So, well, how long has he been gone? I personally believe, based on various photo analysis that I've done for quite some time now, I think Pete Wentz died, I would say, late 2009 or early 2010. He was actually the last member to, he was the last to go. Out of Fall Out Boy, he was the last. But I think the first one to go was, I don't know in particular order. I don't know in particular, exactly when the others were replaced, but the other three band members were replaced, I believe, back in 2007. But back to Pete Wentz. After that time, although I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't like this myself, but I've come to accept it as being a reality. Even when the original person is still alive, I spotted different versions of them as well. They actually clone. They have clones. A revolving door of doubles or lookalikes when they're still alive, because as I see it in the video of Mariah Carey, I said in the video, these people have very grueling schedules, and the Illuminati, they want to get to the New World Order as soon as possible, and the devil wants to take as many souls to hell with him as he possibly can, and and he works harder than ever. He's busy because he knows Jesus is coming back soon, and he's working overtime to get y'all to either miss the rapture, or if you were to die before the rapture, to get y'all to to die and go to hell, to a devil's hell. And I'm gonna be honest, hell is actually, it's not like the lake of fire or anything, but it's basically it's like the county jail, in our worldly judicial systems. It's a temporary holding place for lost souls until it's time for the final judgment. And since God is just, He's not going to send people to the lake of fire until they've been judged first. But the way back to Pete Wentz, the way I know that he was replaced by a certain time, because practically overnight, he was no longer cute. Just like somebody has said about Paul McCartney, knew that he was replaced, and this applies to the rest of the Beatles as well, because they were all replaced in the mid-1960s. And the one way I know a person's been replaced is because they like age like 10, 15, 20 years, and they lose their looks and their charisma, their personality, and all of the wonderful qualities that made them unique and made them so wonderful a person, and made them appeal to their fan base without any sort of marketing. They were just themselves. I mean, if that stuff disappears overnight, and the celebrity or politician or public, they all of a sudden act strange and get a bad attitude, and they lose their looks, and they age 10, 15, or 20 years, that's another sign they've been replaced. But getting down to this, since my roommates are back home, I'm gonna have to hurry this along. Getting down to this, I'm also planning on doing a video on Pete Wentz and Patrick Stump's, relationship or marriage, as I like to call it, because I believe Patrick Martin Stump was actually born Patricia Martina Stump. Okay, so but to get into the body types and make this real quick, it's very obvious that these are two different men. The one on the left is I'm gonna just like to say that even though there's a bunch of versions of him running around when he's still alive, I'm gonna just say he's the original Pete Wentz. I mean, his body is practically perfect. I mean, he has, and also notice that the tattoos on the imposter and the original they don't look different, but they're in different places. And the tattoo on the original Pete Wentz, it all has this faded greenish color, like it's been up there a long time. But the lines are a little bit thicker, and the tattoo on his lower back near the small of his back is a little lower than the one on the imposter. It's like they were in rush, to get the tattoos on the imposter and put them back out for you dumb, stupid, ignorant fans to consume. And the real Pete Wentz also had his buttocks was more prominent, and he has those, I would say, dimples or indentations, in his lower back, and I actually always liked that, and I kind of wish I had that myself, but it doesn't exist and don't say he gained weight or whatever, but because the imposter is actually a little bit taller than the real Pete Wentz, I had to prove that later as well. But with all that said, God bless you people, and any questions or comments or whatever thoughts you have, feel free to leave them in the comments section. And see you people later. God bless and Godspeed. I'm out. Peace.